Italian Football Podcast.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Questions from the Italian Football Podcast patrons, where you, our patrons, decide what the show is about by simply sending in your questions via DM on Patreon. I'm joined as always by Carlo Garganese. We've got 25 questions that we need to breeze through. So let's start with the first question, which has been sent in from Joe Leali, who says, should Italy test out new players against Moldova, seeing as there's nothing to play for with Norway certain to win the group? Well, let's preview the Moldova game, shall we?
Yeah, so Moldova versus Italy, World Cup qualifying Group I, the Zimbru Stadium in Chisinau, Thursday, 13th of November at 8:45 p.m. in the evening. I said 8:45 rather than 20:45 because I wanted to see Nima's reaction. Right, so team news. I'll go through the squad. So the squad is Donnarumma, Vicario, Carnesecchi, and a first call-up for Caprile of Cagliari. He's probably been the best goalkeeper in Serie A this season. Defenders Bastoni, Bellanova, Buongiorno, Calafiori, Cambiasso, Di Lorenzo, Di Marco, Gabbia, Mancini. Midfielders Barella, Cristante, Frattesi, Locatelli, Ricci, Tonali. The forwards Pio Esposito. Moise Kean was originally in, but he's pulled out through injury, so Cambiaghi has come in instead. Orsolini, Politano, Raspadori, Rezzeghi, Scamacca, and Zaccagni. So in addition to Caprile, there's a return for Buongiorno and Samuele Ricci, who haven't been called up since March and June of this year, respectively. Absentees, Chiesa, the first one. Should he be in the squad, Chiesa?
No. Like, come on. Why? Why should he be in the squad?
I think he should be in the squad for the playoffs. I think that we need somebody that we can bring off the bench. We've seen the impact that he's had for Liverpool off the bench this season, which has been outstanding. We need to have that option. Should he be starting? No, because he hasn't played. He's playing like 15, 20 minutes a game. So I would say that maybe you could argue, well, what's the point of calling him up? But then again, you could say, well, this is our last chance before the playoffs. You know, we should be reintegrating him. He hasn't played since, I think, the Euros.
Fair.
So maybe you should reintegrate him. But if you were to reintegrate him, you're only going to be using him for 15, 20 minutes. So, yeah, there's that question. But the big one, Kayode.
Yeah, for me, the big one. Yeah, Michael Kayode and Di Lorenzo being in there. I mean, seriously, I've been on the Michael Kayode train for a couple of years now, and what does he need to do to, like, at least be in the squad? Seriously.
Again, comes to the whole, well, this is our last chance before the playoffs. So if you're not going to call up Kayode now, can you possibly call him up for the first time in March for a big semi-final and final playoffs? I mean, even if he's playing great in the next 6 months, it's still, you know, for any player, bedding them in, having their first game, getting them used to the teammates. So do you know what I mean? So it's almost like, well, this is going to be our squad now. Do you know what I mean? For the playoffs. He's decided this is his squad for the playoffs, and that's that. So I don't know how I feel about that, but Di Lorenzo,
I know how I feel about that. I'm pissed off. I don't understand why Kayode, like, Di Lorenzo isn't getting any younger. He's not getting any better. When is it time to give Kayode a chance? Like, he's played 10 games in a row now. He's been really good. Like, what? This drives me mad.
Yeah, he's started every game. I didn't see the weekend. I don't know if he started, but he started every game this season for Kayode. Kayode had, and I mean, look, I think he's a long throw specialist. So even having that, God, we're going 1980s England, aren't we? Like, having that weapon of a long throw, like, you know, you've got Retegui, you've got big strikers if Esposito's on, you know. I mean, use your strengths, play to your strengths, but also mitigate your weaknesses. This is something that I've said. Remove your weaknesses. At the moment, our weaknesses are pretty glaring. They're our fullback. Di Lorenzo and Di Marco cannot defend, so I don't want them at fullback. I want to just eliminate our weaknesses. That's what I want to do, because that's how weaker teams are going to beat us. They're going to target our weak areas. No, it doesn't matter how good we are in other areas of the pitch. Teams are going to play against Italy and they're going to think, right, how can we get at Italy? Well, Di Lorenzo can't defend. He gets done by any player running at him. Let's target Di Lorenzo. Di Marco's not the best defender, and he can't defend the far post. Let's put crosses into the far post. Let's run at him. So I want to eliminate those weaknesses. So that's why I don't want those two playing at fullback. So I would have called him. As for others, I think Scamacca's a strange one. I mean, he's not fit. He's clearly nowhere near match fit. He's only playing some minutes, been stop-start. So Scamacca one's a strange one, I think.
Yeah. And the thing is, he called up Scamacca even without Keane pulling out, which is interesting. And he's got Esposito already there. He's got, it's a strange one. I would have, I would have rather seen Zaniolo, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I think he deserves to be on form.
And Frattesi as well. The guy, how much is he playing for Inter? He's playing what? He's not playing at all. So again, are you calling these? I mean, it seems to me like Gattuso's just decided, right, I want a group, which is fine. I understand. He wants to create a group. He wants to create a group mentality, a bit like Southgate for England. Like, he used to call up players for England that were playing shit for their clubs, but he wanted to create a group. So I get that to an extent. And then I also get that, well, if you're not going to call up Frattesi, who are you going to call up instead of him? And I'm sorry, but we have a crisis at centre midfield, Italy. We do. After Barella and Tonali, honestly, there's if something happens to Barella or Tonali, like if we make the World Cup, for example, and we go to that World Cup, something happens to Barella or Tonali, we're fucked. We're a bit like I compare it to the Juventus situation. Juventus have got Kefren Turam, and then I don't even know Locatelli, but Juventus just get one injury to Turam at centre midfield, and their midfield is suddenly there's just no backups. I think Italy's similar. Like Tonali and Barella are top, but Barella's often tired as well. And then it's like, well, who are the players coming in? They're not, they're not strong enough. And then are we going to be playing a 2 or a 3 as well, which is another debate to be had, which we'll get to. Well, let's get to it now. So the team news: Barella's suspended. Tonali's 1 yellow away from a suspension. So Tonali will definitely play in this game, and probably, surely he'll be rested against Norway, because we can't risk him getting a yellow against Norway and then missing the playoff semi-final. So I think Tonali plays this. As for the probable 11, it's hard to call. We're recording this on Monday. Now, Norway will play just before us. So if they will win as expected, Gattuso, for me, may as well just play the backups, with the exception of Tonali, and just then play his strongest team against Norway, where he can give them a real test against a better opponent and kind of see where we're at, which is what I would do. So he might do that. He might wait as late as possible before confirming the team. So in that case, it's quite difficult. But I think from what we're hearing, he's going to go back to a back 4. So that seems for sure. So for the back 4, we're looking at Donnarumma in goal, Di Lorenzo, Bastoni, then either Calafiori or Mancini, and then Di Marco at left back. That's what we're looking at. Then the question is, does he go 4-4-2/4-2-4, or does he go 4-3-3? Now, based on what he's done before, against the weaker opponents, he's gone 4-2-4. So if he goes 4-2-4 again, then it was probably going to be Tonali and one of Locatelli or Ricci, probably Locatelli, then Politano and Zaccagni as the wide roles. We might go Orsolini on the right. I think Zaccagni will go on the left. Or if he go, and then Esposito and Retegui, I would imagine, in attack. But if he goes 4-3-3, which is what I would do, because I think he needs to pick the team or the formation that he wants to play in the playoffs, I think. He needs to try and get some kind of settled system. Because he's been chopping and changing from 4-2-4 to 4-4-2 to 4-3-3 to 3-5-2. But he needs to get a settled system and try and play it in both games, in my opinion. And if you only win 1-0 instead of 3-0, it doesn't matter, because Norway have won the group. So he could go 4-3-3, and in which case the midfield 3 will probably be Locatelli, Tonali, Frattesi, I think. And then up front, well, it'll be Retegui in the middle, and then I would imagine Zaccagni on the left and either Politano or Orsolini on the right. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think 4-4-2. I think 4-3-3 is, I don't know, 4-3-3 with it is Moldova. Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. I'd probably, if he wants to play a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, I think he should go for that against Moldova. I mean, now's the time to do it. It's a weaker opposition. You've secured a playoff spot. You've got basically less than a snowball's chance in hell to win the group. Go with your 4-3-3. Go with your 4-2-3-1. Do what you want to do, and what you believe in, and try to instill that already now.
Yeah.
So I'd probably go with a 4-3-3, and given Barella's suspended, Locatelli, Tonali, Fratesi, Zaccagni, Politano, or Orsolini, and then either Pio Esposito or Scamacca up front, or play Raspadori as a false 9 to get Fratesi to do these runs from deep. I mean, something like that. But the back defense, the back four, Bastoni, Calafiori, Di Marco, and then Di Lorenzo. Those are the ones that are going to play. Or if you play Cambiaso on the right.
Yeah, I didn't mention Cambiaso actually, and also Spinazzola's injured as well, so that's why he's not in. Odds: Moldova 33-1, Italy 1-40, and draw 12-1. Predictions.
Now Italy are going to win comfortably 2-3-0. Look, this is just this is the preliminary until the actual playoffs. Like that's where we are.
It's horrible games these are. Like it's just like just play the playoffs now kind of thing. Like we're just waiting. Horrible.
Exactly.
It's like being on death row. Not that I know. Not that I know what it's like to be on death row. But, yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So there we go.
There we go.
And if you want to, do you want to do the whole?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. And this is. Thank you for reminding me. If this is a 10-minute, 12-minute preview, which is free for everyone listening who isn't a patron. This is a preview of the weekly Q&A episode that we do every week for patrons and YouTube members, where they send in their questions and we answer them and discuss them. And you can become a member on Patreon on patreon.com/TIFP, $3.99 a month, or YouTube memberships. Go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/@ItaFootPod, become a member and subscribe, and you can you can become a member there, and you get all the content we do without ads, and you can send in questions as well.